Hey folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. It is Monday, July the 14th. I hope everyone's doing well. And if it's the beginning of the work week for you, let's hope the work week goes as well as can be expected. We are now in fight week. Everybody will be excited about the rematch between unified heavyweight champion of the world, former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk, and his challenger, the IBF champion, Daniel Dubois. But there's another fight that's coming up this weekend. Excuse me. And same day as Usyk and Dubois get it on at Wembley Stadium. And this fight is at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Very nice hotel, actually. I stayed there once. Immensely long corridors. I seem to walk like 500 meters from the elevator to my room. Anyhow, I digress. The fight I'm talking about, of course, is between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Interesting fight in many respects. Where do we start? Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old. Manny Pacquiao has a record of 62 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, 39 by way of. Manny Pacquiao, who has fought 498 competitive rounds in the ring. Manny Pacquiao, who was a senator in the Philippines from 2016 to 2022, and who actually ran to be the president of the Philippines in 2022. Why is he fighting? And who is he fighting against? So, who he's fighting against is Mario Barrios, who's 29-2-1, and who is a champion. And who, more importantly, is only 30 years of age. So, biologically, Manny Pacquiao is old enough to be Barrios' father. I am certain that many people will be saying, cynics and skeptics alike will be saying that, well, Manny Pacquiao must be broke, right? He must be hard up for coin. However, Manny Pacquiao insists that this isn't the case. Manny Pacquiao earned more than $550 million in career earnings. It's just an incredible amount of money. It's a number that I have trouble, getting in my head. I know what it means, but what does that really mean? It eludes me. I can imagine having maybe $5 million, $550 million. Wow. Anyhow, so Manny insists he's not broke. In fact, he said that the only thing that he's really interested in engaging in this comeback is adding more accolades to his legacy. Remember, he's been retired for 4 years, like his last fight was 4 years ago. And so what Manny Pacquiao said, and I'm going to quote because he was interviewed by the Ring magazine, he said, "I don't need money. I need history. I'm excited and happy to be back. It's nice to climb the mountain again. I still feel the excitement and dedication like I did before. I love fighting. I missed the training, the media, and promoting a fight. To be cheered by millions of fans." For what it's worth, I buy that. I think that a lot of retired fighters really miss that last thing. The excitement, the cheer of the crowd. I think, just one guy's opinion, your mileage may vary, that this is what like Tyson Fury struggles with. He totally doesn't need the cash. More money than you could shake a stick at. This, I think, might be why Ricky Hatton is coming back. Though I have read, only online of course, that Ricky Hatton might be just a wee bit strapped for cash. Yeah, I guess all these things are relative, right? You know, when I hear stars saying that they're broke, I think, oh, if only I was so broke. But anyways, but I think this is very true. I think there's that certain something that people miss, and maybe not just boxers. In fact, I know it's not just boxers. You know, if you've really identified with your job, when you retire, it's really tough. I mean, I say this actually as a retired person. Because when you retire, you know, all of a sudden your opinions are worth nothing. Nobody cares what you think, and you know, you become a bit of an old duffer, right? But then that's sort of okay if you're, you know, an old OAP like me. But you know, a lot of these fighters, they retire, you know, when they're still in the, maybe not the bloom of youth, but they're certainly not old. And you know, there's that void that needs to be filled, right? So anyhow, excuse me, I'll just continue to look at the Ring magazine. He apparently wishes to break Bernard Hopkins' record as the oldest champion ever. Bernard Hopkins was a champion at 49. And so, the Ring magazine says, beating the WBC welterweight belt holder, and that's of course Barrios, would make the 8th division champion Pacquiao the second oldest title holder in boxing history, and he would break his mark of being the oldest welterweight champion of all time, a feat he accomplished in 2019 when he outlasted Keith Thurman at 40 via split decision. So he's already got the record of being the oldest welterweight champion ever. He wants to break that record. And it says that in retirement how Manny Pacquiao engaged in boxing exhibitions, and then it talks about his political career. Manny Pacquiao addressed the political career in this Ring magazine interview. And he said, right now, the book of politics is closed. I was able to rest my body for 4 years. I've been boxing non-stop since the age of 12. Wow. I still feel the excitement and dedication like I did before. Well, good for him. I, of course, probably like most people watching, would say that it's a very, very tough ask to give up 16 years, 4 years of ring rust against any young boxer, but especially against a WBC welterweight champion. So, I mean, it's not like he's starting off against a journeyman just trying to have a bit of a move around and get back into the rhythm of things. He's going in at that top level. Should he? I think the WBC have this thing called like legacy rights. So if you've been a champion, you can sort of come back. I'm waiting for Lennox Lewis to step between the ropes, to be perfectly honest. No, just kidding. That's one thing that you can sort of really credit Lennox Lewis with. When he said he was done, he was done. And that's preserved Lennox Lewis's legacy. Like so many fighters come back, whether it's, you know, the great Joe Louis, whether it's Ali, whether it's, you know, put a name on, right? You know, older fighters getting beaten by people who shouldn't have been able to lace up their gloves, right? But anyhow, Lennox never did that. Interestingly, Manny Pacquiao was training in LA, and he was running up the road to the Griffith Observatory and onto the Hollywood sign. I have to say, as somebody, I'm 19 years older than Manny, but still, I've walked up that path from the parking lot up to the Griffith Observatory, and it's a stout walk. I mean, even though I'm just, you know, touristing and not exactly trying to, march my way up there. It was a tough hoof. And for Manny, yes, okay, 46, but still, he's not a young man to be jogging up there, running up there. I'm not sure if I could have done that at 46. I think we can probably establish that I couldn't. So absolutely, credit to him. And he's been having a big crowd of people as well. Like, famous people have been showing up and boxers have been showing up. I mean, to go jogging with Manny Pacquiao, if you're a young boxer, that's got to be like a real neat thing to do, right? I don't have a prediction for this fight. I would hope that Manny Pacquiao would win, but that's just, a silly fans sort of give one for the old guys kind of thing. Do I think he will win? Like I say, it's a tough ask, a really tough ask. I just hope that, the health and safety of the fighters are like paramount. And that's always the case, right? Obviously. But at 46, I think it becomes a lot more focused. So I'd like to see these guys have a nice fight. Whatever the decision is, and I'd like to see both fighters be able to go home and, all good. That's my view. Interestingly, before I go, Hamza Shiraz gave an excellent interview, and he was saying that he'd spoken to Edgar Berlanga's dad, and that Edgar Berlanga's dad was all cool, and that everything's fine with Berlanga, because Hamza Shiraz was saying, like, in a way he wished the fight had been stopped for health and safety of Edgar. But on the other hand, he was pleased he was able to close out the show, so there's no controversy. But it was nice that Hamza was, reflective about the health of his opponent. Hamza's definitely growing on me in the way that he's deporting himself. Really, I became a fan, I think, in the last, since he drew with Adames through to right now, I've gradually become more of a fan. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate your time as always. If you like the video, can you please like and give one of those thumbs up things? Apparently that's an important thing. Please share if you are so inclined to do so. And if you're watching this and you've not subscribed, please subscribe. And last of all, somebody asked me about how to get into the members area. I've checked, there's a button and it says join. So if you click that button, that should take you where you need to be at. And if you wanted to go there, I thank you very much. Okay, have a fabulous day. Enjoy the work week. Enjoy fight week. We'll no doubt talk again. And wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.